Every generation gets a housing typology that matches its moment in history. The 1950s got the ranch house horizontal, optimistic, land abundant. The 1980s got the McMansion oversized, status-driven, built for appearance. The 2000s gave us the open-plan condo, compact, urban, designed for people who traded space for location. We are now living through the most significant shift in how people work, live, and occupy space since World War II, and the housing industry has not caught up. This has. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly why, from the structural logic of the roofline, to the spatial intelligence of the floor plan, to the hard numbers that make this the most rational housing decision available to the modern builder. Stay until the end, because the final argument is the one the industry doesn't want you to hear. Before we get into the architecture, if you care about building smarter, not just bigger, subscribe to Barndominium Haven right now and hit the bell. We publish honest, design-forward content on Barndominium builds every single week. No fluff, no fantasy budgets, no fake renders. And drop a comment right now. Tell me, are you at the dreaming stage, the planning stage, or are you already breaking ground? I read every single one. Now, let's get into it. To understand why the multi-section single-slope Barndominium is architecturally significant, you first have to understand what it's solving. Contemporary residential architecture in America is suffering from what I call design inertia. The majority of homes being built today, whether in a subdivision, a master-planned community, or as a custom build, are fundamentally iterations of the same spatial model that was established 70 years ago. Bedroom, corridor, living room, kitchen, garage, repeat. That model was designed for a specific lifestyle, one primary breadwinner, a nuclear family, a clear separation between work and home, and a social culture built around entertaining informal spaces. That lifestyle no longer describes the majority of American households. Today, 35% of the U.S. workforce works remotely at least part of the time. Multi-generational households have reached their highest point since the 1950s. Small business ownership is at an all-time high, with millions of people running operations from their property, and yet the homes being sold to these people were designed for none of that. The result is a housing stock that is fundamentally misaligned with the people living in it. Too many formal spaces nobody uses, not enough flexible space, no provision for work, no room to grow, and the price tag that demands compromise at every turn. The multi-section single-slope Barndominium does not iterate on that failed model. It starts from first principles, and that is an architectural statement worth taking seriously. Let's begin where any honest architectural analysis should begin, with the structure, because in good architecture, form follows structural logic. And the single-slope roof is one of the most structurally rational decisions you can make on a wide footprint building. A mono-pitch roof, single-slope pitches in one direction only. Low eave on one side, high eave on the other. On a conventional residential building, this is often treated as a stylistic choice. In the context of a multi-section Barndominium, it is a deeply functional decision. Here is why. A conventional gable roof on a wide-span building creates a central ridge. That ridge demands either a heavy ridge beam expensive or a center-bearing wall or column, which destroys your floor plan flexibility. Clear-span gable frames for widths above 60 feet become structurally demanding and costly to engineer. The single-slope multi-section approach solves this by dividing the total width into a series of narrower bays, typically 30 to 40 feet each framed with a simple mono-pitch rafter system. Each bay carries its own load independently. There is no central ridge, no center column, no complex engineering transfer. The structural logic is clean, direct, and economical. Now add the multi-section dimension. By framing 3 or more bays under that continuous slope, you accomplish something that a single bay shed cannot. You create a building wide enough and deep enough to accommodate genuinely differentiated spatial zones, while maintaining the structural simplicity of the monopitch system throughout. The pitch itself matters. A 2-in-1-2 slope is the practical minimum for metal roofing drainage in most climates. A 3-in-1-2 is preferred in high rainfall or moderate snow regions. In heavy snow load zones, your structural engineer may specify 4-in-1-2 or greater. This is not a stylistic decision. It is a code and load calculation. Get your engineer involved before you order a building package. That conversation is not optional. The high wall created by the monopitch slope is not just a structural byproduct. It is an architectural asset, and we will come to that in the next segment. Now let's talk about the floor plan, because this is where the multi-section barndominium separates itself from every other residential building type on the market. A well-designed multi-section single-slope barndominium organizes its program into 3 distinct spatial zones, each occupying one structural bay. The genius of this arrangement is not just the separation, it is the intentional gradient between those zones. Zone 1, the utility or workshop bay. This is the hardest working space in the building. Unfinished or semi-finished concrete slab, maximum ceiling height at the high wall side, large format access doors. This space is designed to accommodate vehicles, equipment, fabrication, agriculture, storage, or any commercial activity the owner requires. It is not a garage. A garage is an afterthought bolted onto a house. This zone is a fully considered part of the architectural program. Zone 2, the transitional or flex zone. This is the spatial and environmental buffer between the utility bay and the living space. It serves multiple simultaneous functions: mudroom, utility room, secondary bathroom, home office, guest quarters, storage corridor. It is also the thermal and acoustic transition between the industrial environment of Zone 1 and the residential environment of Zone 3. In a well-insulated build, Zone 2 is doing significant environmental work that most people never think about. Zone 3, the living space. This is where the architecture of the monopitch roof makes its most powerful statement. The high wall, the tall side of the slope, faces the primary living areas. Clerestory windows, positioned at the roofline, deliver deep, diffuse, south-facing natural light across the entire living space without direct solar glare. This is passive solar design, executed at its most practical. No specialty systems, no added cost beyond the framing, no maintenance, just physics working for you. The spatial gradient from raw utility to refined living is not accidental. It is a design decision that mirrors how people actually occupy buildings. You move through the building as you move through your day. You arrive dirty, you transition, you live. The architecture supports that sequence rather than fighting it. I want to spend a moment on environmental performance, because this is an area where the barndominium is routinely misunderstood and where the single-slope multi-section design has genuine advantages that conventional construction cannot match. The criticism you will hear most often is this: metal buildings are thermally inefficient, and that criticism, applied to an uninsulated agricultural structure, is correct. Applied to a properly detailed barndominium, it is completely wrong. A multi-section single-slope barndominium insulated with 2-inch closed-cell spray foam on the walls, which runs approximately $1.50 to $2.50 per board foot depending on your market, combined with R38 or better in the ceiling cavity, outperforms the thermal envelope of most stick-built homes built before 2015. The metal panels are not the thermal barrier. The insulation system is, and in a steel frame building, you have the freedom to specify that system precisely. The clerestory window placement on the high wall delivers passive solar gain in winter and, with proper overhang design, rejects high-angle summer sun. This is not a complex calculation. A 12 to 18-inch overhang on a south-facing clerestory at mid-latitudes will block direct summer sun while admitting low-angle winter sun. Your architect or engineer can model this in an afternoon. The monopitch roof also creates a natural stack effect. Warm air rises to the high wall. Operable clerestory windows allow that air to exhaust naturally, reducing mechanical cooling loads in shoulder seasons. Again, no additional systems, just geometry working intelligently. In a climate environment where energy costs are rising and building codes around thermal performance are key, if this is making you think differently about what a home can be, subscribe to Barndominium Haven if you haven't already, and share this video with whoever you're planning a build with. The comment section on this channel has some of the most knowledgeable builders and designers I've encountered anywhere online. You want to be in that conversation. Now, the numbers. Let me give you the financial reality of this building type, because the internet is full of Barndominium content that either wildly understates costs or presents cherry-picked luxury builds as typical. Neither serves you. The steel building package for a 3-section single-slope structure frame, roof panels, wall panels, standard doors and windows runs between $25 and $45 per square foot of building footprint, depending on your supplier, your region, your wind and snow load requirements, and your specifications. A reasonable mid-range estimate is $35 per square foot. For a 3,400 square foot footprint, that is approximately $119,000 for the kit. To that, add site preparation and concrete foundation, $20,000 to $40,000, depending on site conditions and slab thickness. Erection labor, $8 to $15 per square foot. Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, rough-in, $30,000 to $60,000 for a build of this scale. Spray foam insulation, $15,000 to $25,000 for a properly detailed thermal envelope. Interior finishes for the residential section, $40 to $80 per finished square foot, depending on your specification level. The all-in cost for a turnkey multi-section single-slope Barndominium of approximately 3,400 square feet, built to a comfortable but not extravagant finish standard, runs $150 to $200 per total square foot in most of the continental United States. For this footprint, that is $510,000 to $680,000. That number surprises people. And I understand why the internet has created a mythology around Barndominiums as a cheap housing solution. They are not cheap. They are cost-effective, which is a fundamentally different thing. Cost-effective means you are getting genuine value for what you spend. You are getting durability, flexibility, spatial generosity, and long-term adaptability that a conventional home of equivalent cost simply cannot provide. You are not paying for decorative trim packages, complex roof geometries, or the overhead of a production home builder's margin structure. You are paying for structure, envelope, systems, and space. That is honest construction. And honest construction at this scale costs real money. I want to close with the argument that I think matters most. And it's not about cost, and it's not about square footage. It's about what architecture is supposed to do. Architecture, at its best, does not just shelter people. It anticipates how they will live. It creates conditions for a life to unfold in. It builds in flexibility for futures that cannot be predicted. It makes the practical beautiful and the beautiful practical. By those criteria, the multi-section single-slope Barndominium is one of the most architecturally coherent residential building types available to the private builder today. It anticipates the reality of contemporary life, that work and home are no longer separate, that families change shape, that a building must serve different people in different ways over its lifetime. That space itself is a resource, and wasting it is a form of financial negligence. It creates conditions for a real life, not a staged life, not a performative life built around resale value and curb appeal. A life where you have room to build things, store things, grow things, house people, run a business, and still come home at the end of the day to a space that is genuinely comfortable. It builds in flexibility by design, not as an afterthought. 3 zones, 3 different finish levels, 3 different futures available to you on your timeline, on your budget, without structural compromise. And it does all of this with a structural and environmental logic that conventional residential construction, with its complex roof geometries, its thermal bridges, its rigid floor plan conventions, cannot match. The multi-section, single-slope Barndominium is not a trend. It is not a rural novelty. It is a rational architectural response to the conditions of contemporary life. And the people building them right now are not behind the curve. They are about 10 years ahead of it. If this video shifted something in how you think about building, subscribe to Barndominium Haven. This channel exists for people who want to build with intention, not just with a checklist. Every week, we go deep on design, structure, cost, and the decisions that separate a great build from an average one. Share this with your architect, your contractor, your partner, your parents, whoever you are building this life with. And leave me a comment. What is the one space in your current home that your home completely fails to provide for? I want to know. Because the answer to that question is probably the first room we should design. I'll see you in the next one.